Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We're just going to give it a minute or so for folks to, I know this is our lunch hour, so going to give people a minute to get situated.
Everyone's getting their food ready.
Yes, exactly. This is a lunch and learn series, right? So
we'll share some of your food with me because I'm a little hungry.
All right. With that, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the New Year Wellness Series, packed with meaningful guidance on spiritual, relational, emotional, nutritional, physical, and mental wellness. I'm Ashley Zantop. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an LCSW serving as the Associate Director of Operations and Community Engagement for the Phyllis and Harvey Sandler School of Social Work. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the second installment in the New Year Wellness Series, which meets right here each Wednesday at noon through February 16th. This series is co-sponsored by the Rubin Center for Happiness and Life Enhancement, which is housed within the Sandler School of Social Work and offers free weekly wellness programming for our students, faculty, staff, friends, and family. All are welcome and encouraged to attend our meditations on Tuesdays and Fridays, as well as special events like this one. And for now, all programming is presented through Zoom, making it even more accessible for everyone to join in. The Rubin Center is pleased to co-sponsor this series with our friends at the Marcus Institute of Integrative Health at FAU Medicine. Integrative health is a holistic, patient-focused approach to healthcare and wellness. At the Marcus Institute, their physicians treat the whole person by examining everything that makes up a patient's health, including factors that can lead to disease, affect nutrition, exercise, and stress. Ultimately, patients and physicians are partners in healing and wellness. We're posting links in the chat now to invite you to learn more about the Rubin Center as well as the Marcus Institute. We hope that you make plans on your calendar to join us as often as you can for this series. All right. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's wellness expert, Rubin. Rubin holds a Master of Social Work degree and is an instructor in the Sandler School of Social Work. She's also the founder of the Rubin Center for Happiness and Life Enhancement, today's co-sponsor, as well as an avid volunteer and well-respected leader within the greater Boca Raton philanthropic community. Rubin has served on the foundation board for Boca Raton Regional Hospital, Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach County, and on the executive board of the Adolph and Rose Levis Jewish Community Center, South Palm Beach Jewish Federation, Norman and Ruth Rales Jewish Family Services, and Kindness Matters. Rubin also teaches the Social Work and Positive Wellbeing course in the FAU Master of Social Work and Bachelor of Social Work programs. She knows the skills and tools necessary for living a flourishing life, and her passion is to teach people how to build their reservoir of positive emotions, work with negative emotions, increase their resilience, and create nurturing relationships. Rubin has 2 adult sons, Jordan and Jonathan, a daughter by luck, Bella, and 2 grandbabies, Sarati, her granddaughter, and Aiton, her grandson. She lives in Boca Raton with her wonderful husband, Gary, and their 2 mini Labradoodles. Rubin, please take it away.
Hi, everybody. That was a long introduction, boy. Okay, hi, welcome. So happy to see everybody and welcome to our wellness series. Before I get started, I would just like to take 2 minutes to just ground ourselves and center ourselves. So I'm going to invite you to either close your eyes or just gently glance down at the floor, put your feet on the floor, your hands on your lap, if you can, and just take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And exhale. Let's do that again. Hold it. Exhale. Again, in through the nose. Exhale. Let's do it again. Exhale. Last time. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back. And that just feels better, doesn't it? So let's see. I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. Second. Okay, slideshow from current slide. There we go. Everybody can see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Great. So today's workshop is titled Cultivating Gratitude and Joy. And I love this picture. It's so beautiful. We don't see that in Florida, but I do remember living in New York, and that was a beautiful time, fall. So gratitude, it is not happiness that brings us gratitude. It's gratitude that brings us happiness. So the gratitude has to come first. So I don't know. What do you think? Is there too much talk about gratitude? It seems to be like a little, it was for a while like a real buzzword, practice gratitude, keep a gratitude journal. Sometimes I think when you talk about gratitude, you get like eye rolls from people like, yeah, I tried that once, it didn't really work. Or, some people think it's a little cheesy. And especially in today's world with social media, when all of a sudden on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see hashtag Thankful Thursday. Like, is Thursday the only day that we're supposed to be thankful? Like, how would that work? And I also think that in today's society and our culture and what's going on with COVID, it's taken a toll on us. And I think we've lost touch with the true meaning of gratitude. And especially because gratitude itself, when we practice it, it requires some mindfulness. It requires some stillness, some reflection. And I think that today, because of everything that's going on in the world, sometimes it might be challenging to find that time for that reflection and that stillness. So I hope today I can share with you some tools and some skills that you can learn and practice and train so that you can get better at practicing gratitude. Anyway, and because we've lost touch with it, I think we've lost some of the benefits that actually gratitude can have. So what is it? What is gratitude? It's a sense of thankfulness and joy in response to receiving a gift. And the gift doesn't have to be something that you can hold. The gift can actually be something not tangible. Like the gift is sometimes the weather. That is the gift. Sometimes you feel gratitude when you have been the recipient of someone or something else's positive actions. So it doesn't have to just be when somebody does something for you. So why is it important to practice gratitude? Well, there's many reasons. And the first reason is because it really does improve our mental health. And if you're struggling with anxiety and depression, I'm going to bet that practicing gratitude is probably the last thing that you think of that you would want to do. But it turns out it's actually a key component in conquering anxiety and depression. And it actually, gratitude has the power. Sorry, I don't know why I got muted. I apologize for that. It actually has the ability to rewire our brains, practicing gratitude, right? In addition to that, it improves our physical health. It builds our immunity. It strengthens your immune system. How amazing is that? It also improves your cardiovascular health. It's really, really good for us in so many different ways. It also strengthens our social connections. You know, gratitude is one thing when you keep it to yourself, and that's fine. But when you share it with others, it actually helps that relationship. It also builds resilience. And what do I mean by that? Gratitude actually helps us refocus our attention, and it makes us feel more positive and optimistic because we're looking for the good things that are happening. Resilience actually, so when we build our resilience, it actually helps us bounce back better from adversity. So building our resilience is so important, and gratitude helps us with that. Also, it has a lot of functions. It's a moral barometer. It makes us start to pay attention. You know what? Yeah, there are good things that are happening. It's a moral motive. It makes us want to pay it forward. In addition to that, it's a moral reinforcer, which means it makes us want to do it again. So being thankful is a feeling. Being grateful is actually an action. It means it's something we have to do. We have to do gratitude. So this workshop is called Cultivating Gratitude and Joy. What does it mean to cultivate? And I looked it up because I wanted to see what it meant. And it actually means to cultivate is to nurture and help grow. So that means it's something we actually play a part in. So it turns out that we are actually not wired, our brains are not wired to do gratitude. Okay, we are wired to survive. The cavemen, what made them happy in life and practice gratitude was if they lived longer. The longer they lived, the happier they were, but they had to survive. So we have certain emotions that actually we're able to, that just come to us like reflexes, like fight or flight. Right? That because we had to be on the lookout for, like, if there was a saber-toothed tiger, then we had to run. So those are things that are hardwired in our brain. Gratitude is not one of them. And so in order to make gratitude more of a practice and more where it's kind of like we're wired to do it, we have to do it more and more. We have to train our brains and rewire them. Because to be happy, we have to make a conscious effort to practice gratitude. So why is it challenging? It is challenging because for some, it's kind of just like exercise. If you want to be fit and you want to be healthy and physically fit, what do? We have to go to the gym, right? We have to eat right. But can we do that one time? No. Right? We can't do it one time, because if we do it one time, we're not going to be healthy. It's something we need to do each and every day. Well, guess what? It's the same thing with gratitude. If we practice gratitude once and we're thankful one time, will we have an attitude of gratitude? Not really. It's something that we need to do often, all the time. We actually have to adopt this attitude of being grateful. So there is some resistance. Some people think it's too sappy, it's too cheesy, it's too touchy-feely. Does anybody feel that way? Sometimes, like, I don't want to practice gratitude. It's like, that's not for me. Raise your hand if you feel that way. Ever? Sometimes? Once in a while? I can't see you people. I can't see you. I see a lot of screens, but I don't. There we go. We got a hand up. Okay, thanks. Some people don't have the time. I don't have the time to practice gratitude. Life is too busy. Do you have the time not to practice gratitude, actually? Or we procrastinate, you know? I have a good idea. You can set aside a time each and every day. Put a timer on your phone. You know, we put timers for what time is our doctor's appointment? What time are we getting our hair blown out? What time are we have to be in class? Put a timer for when you're going to practice gratitude. The other resistance to the practice is actually it's not a noticed resistance. It's just that we forget. We just forget to do it. But gratitude actually creates a spiral or a circle. Okay. When we practice gratitude, it enhances the experience. It makes it more enjoyable, which makes us feel good and positive. And then we're better able to recognize good gifts all over the place. And it just keeps going around and around and around. Once you do it, you feel the feeling and you do it again. It also makes us think more about other people, more pro-social and other-centered behavior. It gives us better sleep and vitality, less self-preoccupation. Like it's not all about me. I'm not the center of the universe, right? I love this makes us feel more optimistic. I love this saying, if you're not grateful, then you're not paying attention, because there truly is always something to be grateful for. I wanted to just tell you about this because there's actually so much research behind gratitude, and there's actually a measurement tool for gratitude. And I'm actually going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in the chat box. Oops. Let's see, back to over here. 1 second. Maybe, I don't know if I can do that right now. I'm going to do it at the end. I will. Sorry about that from current slide. I'll put it in the chat box at the end. There's a measurement tool for gratitude. So you can see how much gratitude, where do you stand on gratitude? There's also a gratitude adjective checklist, which is just simply this. Think about how you felt yesterday, have felt during the past few weeks, using a scale from 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and all of those numbers. And then you add them up and you see, where do I stand on gratitude? So let's take 2 minutes. And if you have a piece of paper, I'd love you to grab a piece of paper. Oh, there we go. There's the chat box. I can actually put it in the chat box now. I put the gratitude questionnaire in the chat box, I think. Well, it's not working. Okay, there we go. Okay, great. So now I just put it in there. So if you have a piece of paper, I would like you to write down 2 good things that have happened to you in the past 24 hours. Most importantly, how did you contribute to those good things happening? And I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you had lunch with a friend. That was the good thing that happened. How did you contribute to that happening? Well, the way you contributed is you reached out to the friend and you made the date, right? Because the good things that happen in our lives, very often, we have a huge part in that. We participate. It's not just like good things happen. Yeah, sometimes just good things happen. But most of the time, the good things happen because we had something to do with it. So just take 2 minutes. Let me see what time it is. 2:20. Yeah, 12:20. Good. Take 2 minutes, and I want you to write down 2 good things that have happened in the past 24 hours and how you contributed to those good things happening. I'm just reading the chat box right now. Okay. Okay. Is it possible for me to get somebody to share one of their things that good things that happened? If you put your hand up, I can see it. Like if you raise your hand, I'll be able to see it. Do I have anybody? Okay. I don't know how to say your name, but yes. Go ahead, share, please.
I did make a lunch date with a friend of mine, and how I contributed to that was, I guess, getting out of my own way, because I always felt like I didn't have enough time to have fun or have enough time to break away or have lunch or be a human. So I guess I contributed to that by making the effort and reaching out, but also like making time in my schedule and getting out of my own way.
Congratulations. That's great. And it was probably wonderful. Yeah, Deborah.
Okay. I made my dad, who's 85, feel really needed and useful, because last night I asked him to color my roots.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. There you go. Great, 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 great. That's awesome. I don't know if anybody else raised their hand, but if not, I will go forwards. So gratitude in unfortunate times. So I think that's also important, because sometimes when we're going through a trying time or a challenging time, it's difficult to see the gratitude, find the gratitude, feel the gratitude. And, my mom always used to say that even when we're going through challenging times, that there's always a gift in everything. But, when you're going through those challenging times, those gifts are super hard to see. However, typically when we're a little bit through them, we can look back and go, wow, I see why that happened. And, coronavirus, I think, has been a big, one of these big, quote unquote, unfortunate times or trying times for lots of people. And there's been a lot of really awful things that have happened. But I also believe that now that we look back, we look and we go, there were lots of gifts in this past 2.5 years, if we want to take a look at them. And there's a story I'm just going to briefly tell you. There's a Buddhist fable about a man walking in the hills, enjoying his exercise in nature, when he's confronted by a mountain lion who chases him to the edge of the cliff. With no other option, the man jumps over and is able to grab onto a vine. He dangles from the bottom, but when he looks down, he sees a bear. So he knows if he jumps, he's going to get eaten by the bear. The vine continues to hold him, offering some protection from both the mountain lion above and the bear below. 2 mice appear from the burrow on the cliffside. They begin to eat away at the vine. While dangling, the man sees a strawberry growing. He picks it, he eats it, and he smiles because it's so delicious. The lesson is obvious. Every circumstance, no matter how complex, challenging, and frustrating, contains a positive seed that should be nurtured. And I don't say that it's easy to see the gifts when we're going through a challenging time, but I will say that very often, once we're through them, we can look back and say, I'm grateful that happened because A, B, C, and D. And I just want you to remember that when you're going through a challenging time. And also, when you're going through a challenging time, it's impossible to feel grateful and depressed at the same time. So even if you do feel a sense of depression or sad sometimes, if you're able to somehow feel gratitude for something or someone in your life, it's impossible to feel grateful and depressed at the same time. Shot. So, there's been lots of talk about gratitude journals. I think Oprah actually made it very popular, probably, 10 years ago. And the idea of a gratitude journal is to write what you're grateful for. I think that there's been research actually that if you do it every single day, that it sometimes becomes like more of a chore, that you feel like, oh, I have to do my gratitude journal. This is just some ideas of other ways to look at a gratitude journal. So of course, something good that happened today, that's obvious. How about something I accomplished today? And that doesn't have to be a big thing. That could be something small, accomplishments, depending upon where you are in your life. There's no judgment on what you accomplished. Something funny that happened today, that's another way that you could write something in a gratitude journal, or someone that I was thankful for today. So if you want to take a picture of that screen, you can, but I'm actually going to give you a little gift at the end. So, okay. So another suggestion that I have, or invitation that I have, is to find yourself a bliss buddy. What is a bliss buddy? A bliss buddy is somebody that you share your bliss with. So good things that are happening, that you feel okay saying, this is what's happening in my life. I'm so happy about this. I'm so grateful for this. Somebody that you can share with and that can share back with you what's happening in their life. So if you don't have a bliss buddy, I want to encourage you to find one. Ask somebody else if they'll be your bliss buddy. Somebody that it's easy for you to share your bliss with. So this is an activity also when we talk about cultivating gratitude, right? Growing it, nurturing it. This is an activity that I teach, like Ashley said, at FAU, and I do this with my class every semester. And we call it gratitude ping pong. And I put my students in breakout groups with 2 students in each group. And with a partner, we actually choose something and we pass it back and forth. So whether it's this pen or whatever it is, and we pass it back and forth, and we say something that we're grateful for. And so I would love to ask for a volunteer to do this with me. Can I get one? I'm going to stop my share. Can I get a volunteer? I have my, who gave? Okay. Sarah, you're going to do this with me?
I will.
Okay. I need to see you.
Oh, you need to see me. Okay. Sorry, one sec. There we go. Yep.
Okay, great. So this is called gratitude ping pong. And actually, this is really what I do it with in class. 1 second. We do it with this ball. So I take this ball and I pass it to you, obviously, like this. I pass it to you. Take my ball, and I'm going to say, I'm grateful for my family. And now you're going to hold my ball and you're going to pass it back to me and tell me what you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for my health.
And you just reminded me that I'm grateful for my health too, especially today. I'm more grateful than ever for my health, and I'm passing it back to you.
I'm grateful for this moment to be reminded of all the things I'm grateful for.
I'm grateful for my grandchildren. Oh my God, they bring me so much joy.
I'm grateful for my puppies who give me unconditional love.
And I'm grateful for my puppies too. Okay, so now we get the hang of it. That is called gratitude ping pong. And I want to invite you to remember that game and play it with other people because it is so helpful. Okay, so practicing gratitude, what does it do for us? It makes us feel happier. It boosts our energy. We have better health. We become more resilient, like I said before. Relationships improve. And guess what? You will be nicer. That's it. So gratitude doesn't make life perfect, but with gratitude comes the realization that right now, in this moment, we have enough and we are enough. And we are. So I also want to encourage you, in order to cultivate gratitude, to create some kind of a primer. I mentioned at a few minutes ago this idea of putting a little timer on your phone. I'm going to tell you a little story. I have a bunch of friends, and we actually put together like a little chat, and we would send a little reminder to, actually every day at 2:00. it would pop up on the phone, and all of us would text each other something that kind of made them happy that day or something they were grateful for. And we just shared some good stuff. You know, there's all kinds of other stuff that happens during the day that maybe is not good, but we shared some good stuff. And guess what it did at that time, whatever time it was that day? Yeah, I can't remember if we did it at 2 or 4, but it just like made you smile. It's like, oh my God, I'm so glad that happened for her. And, you know, you got to share in each other's bliss. So we were each other's bliss buddy. So 2 of the primary obstacles are we forget and lack of mindful awareness. We forget how our lives are made easier because of the efforts of others. Gratitude is one of the sweet shortcuts to finding peace of mind and happiness inside. No matter what is going on outside of us, there's always something we can be grateful for. I promise you that. So I want to encourage you to approach a gratitude practice. It's going to be as rewarding as you make it. As much as you do it, that's how much reward you will get. Remember, it is a form of self-care. It's how we take care of ourselves. It takes daily focus and exercise. If you do it just once, it's not going to benefit you as much as if you do it each and every day. I want to suggest that you don't have expectations of what it's going to do. Just do it. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And how to cultivate it. Play gratitude ping pong with somebody. A gratitude journal. I'm actually going to give you a little gift at the end of this presentation, a different form of a gratitude journal. I'll show you in a minute. And also, not just what happened in the gratitude when you're doing a gratitude journal, but how did you contribute to that thing happening? Take credit for the things in your life that are good. Gratitude letters. One of the most amazing exercises you can ever do is to write a gratitude letter to somebody that you have not properly thanked or formally thanked. And I mean formal because it's a real letter. Let's say it was a teacher. Let's say it was your mom. Let's say it was a friend, somebody who you are truly grateful for that you never formally thanked. And I would encourage you to make an appointment with that person and read it to them in person. It will be one of the most unbelievable experiences of your life, not only for that person, but for you. Some people do a blessing before eating to show their gratitude. And then don't forget about a primer, something to remind you to practice gratitude. So I want to invite you, in order to cultivate gratitude, to practice cultivating gratitude for 15 days. And let's see, I want to pull up, I have a booklet for you that each and every one of you are going to get. Actually, I think someone's going to put the link in the chat box right now. Okay, so there it is. I want to actually pull it up. Let's see, stop the share. I'm going to pull it up. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Okay, let's see where.
Robin, would you like me to share that for you?
I would love you to share that for me. Can you please share that for me? Great. Thanks, Catherine. So here's my gift to you. So this is a booklet on cultivating gratitude each and every day. And can I, oh, there we go. Perfect. So just to give you an example of what it is, it's gratitude prompts. So not only writing, just to give you some ideas, because sometimes we'll sit down with a gratitude journal and we'll be like, okay, we'll write the same thing, my family, my friends, my health, which are all things that are important to be grateful for. But this kind of takes you out of the box. And 4 people who you've had meaningful conversations with recently, 4 things that you could do to make someone else feel joyful, 4 books that have brought joy in your life. So all things that actually are good in your life that we sometimes forget to recognize. So each one of you can download this and print it out if you want. And it's a way for you to cultivate gratitude and practice gratitude and make gratitude more part of your life. Really incorporate it into your life. And 1 second. Okay. Current slide. There we go. So my invitation for you is simply give it a try. You never know how good it could be until you try it. And I hope with the tips and the tools that we've shared today that you make gratitude more a part of your life. And with that, I would thank you for being here, and I would love to take questions or comments or anything.
All right. Now, before we actually have gotten some good questions coming in, but before we start on questions, we're actually going to be adding a link into the chat for a brief survey. Please take 1 minute to share your feedback with us about today's event. Your feedback is really, really important. It helps us figure out programming for the future and everything like that. So we're actually going to give you about 30 seconds to click on that link and complete that, and then we'll jump into questions. Okay. All right. Thank you for completing the survey. It looks like we have 1 question right here at the bottom of the chat, so we'll go ahead and start there. This one comes from Susan, and for clients who may be resistant to cultivating gratitude, where would you suggest that we begin?
So I think an easy way to begin is actually the booklet that I gave you with the prompts. I think giving them prompts makes it easy to think about what they're, things that they're grateful for. I think, I'm not sure if I put this in the book, but something so simple as like, what are some of the appliances in your house that without them, there are so many things you couldn't do? How about a sink with running water? I mean, we don't think about that, but man, that's not everywhere. We are so, like, when I turn on the water and you get hot on one side and cold on the other, whoa, that's amazing. So there's so many things that we can be grateful for that actually induce that positive feeling if you just think about it. How about the stove that we turn on that gets hot? Like somebody did, I didn't know how to do that. I can't make, and somebody did that. They hooked it up and it's in my kitchen and I'm grateful for it. But sometimes we just forget about all these things that make our life so much easier. Forget about people and what we're going through in life. There's just so many other things. Yeah. When we do gratitude, aha. Yeah. So okay. So I don't know. You go ahead, pick the question.
Sure. So this one came in earlier and is coming up again. What's the best way and time to practice gratitude on the daily?
Anytime you can do it. However, one of the problems with gratitude or the challenges with gratitude is that we forget to do it. So I would say that if you do set a time, like I'm going to do it before I go to sleep at night. So like if you do print out this booklet, maybe do one of the prompts, because there's 15 different prompts. So I invite you to do 15 days of gratitude and then see how it works and then maybe repeat it. But maybe it's at night, maybe it's at, in the morning, practicing gratitude to start your day like that. Hopefully, once you practice it more and more, it becomes kind of part of your day, even during the day. Just You'll get this, you'll just walk outside, you'll put your feet on the grass and be grateful for that. So at the beginning, it's probably best to set a time, and even put it on a timer on your phone. I'm going to practice gratitude for, at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love that. Yeah, no, what I'm hearing you say is that, whatever fits with your schedule, but maybe encouraging you to schedule it out to hold yourself accountable and consistent. Don't they say it takes 2 weeks to develop a habit, right? So if you're giving people 15 days of gratitude prompts, this is an opportunity to maybe start a new habit. So really cool. Let's see. It looks like we have time for a couple more questions. This one comes from Jeannie or Jean. And please feel free to jump on if you'd like to ask yourself. But how would you get teenagers to embrace gratitude, not think it's sappy?
Yeah, I know. It's challenging because they think it's like too touchy-feely or, too cheesy to practice gratitude. And again, I think that instead of like just saying like, what are you grateful for? Oh, my family, my friend, giving them prompts, giving them, taking a look at the book that you now have and seeing, are there any sections of it that could work for your teenagers? Like, let's say they're driving, like, and they could be super grateful, like that they have a car, what did they do to contribute to that? Maybe they worked hard for it. Maybe they contributed to help pay for it, or they have a job and therefore their parents helped them get the car. There's lots of ways that they could have contributed to that, having a car. But thinking about this idea that, wow, I'm grateful for it. It doesn't just happen. This doesn't just happen. It's definitely a challenge. My son, who's now not a teenager anymore, but he used to, like, if he would say about things that he was unhappy about, whatever, I would say, think about things that you're grateful for. And he would like kind of roll his eyes. And today he has a very significant gratitude practice because he realized how much practicing gratitude has changed his life. It just changes everything. And like I said, it rewires your brain. It really does.
Thank you for that.
It's a hard answer.
That is hard, but I think what you're saying, just in terms of rewiring the brain and talking about the science, and for me, when I used to work with adolescents, that was helpful for them to have a little bit of that context and talking about the benefits and getting the buy-in, basically. Yeah. So thank you for speaking to that. I think we're mindful of time. We're supposed to end at 12:45. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you everybody for, participating today. Particularly to Rubin, you just, talk about gratitude. We're grateful for you here in the Sandler School.
There's my contact info if anybody wants to reach out to me. And I really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day and give it a try. Give it a try. It works. I promise.
And just one before we're logging out, yes, give it a try. And also please mark your calendar for our next installment in the series. So next Wednesday, same time, same place, we will be here talking about physical wellness and mindful movement. We recommend creating a reminder on your calendar along with the access link. That's just going to make it easier for you to get back to. We talk about setting these routines, continue to show up for yourself. I hope that you join us next week for lunch again. That way you can preserve the time and have that kind of built-in reminder. You can also find our access link in the email confirmation that you received when you registered for the series. So same time, same place, same link, making it as easy as possible. A big thank you again to the Rubin Center for Happiness and Life Enhancement and to the Marcus Institute for Integrative Health at FAU Medicine for co-sponsoring this fantastic series. Hope to see you all next Wednesday. Try your gratitude journals, everybody. Do it and enjoy the rest of your day.
Do it.